The other point here is, as we move to the next 25 years, Mr. Subramaniam, I mean, you have, as I said earlier, you are one of the largest employers. There is a huge element of, one part of the tech story is this whole attrition, and you're on record as in earlier places as having said that, you are looking at, that is a concern in terms of margins, etc. The other point, first of all, do you see that as a concern as you continue to, sort of compete for talent with the best in the business? That's one. And number two is the issue which has now become a big debate of moonlighting. I mean, there are two sides of the debate, whereas, some people feel that what you do outside of your work is not something which needs to be worried about. And at the other side, you have somebody very important, like Wipro, the Wipro boss saying that, it is cheating. So we will come to the second part, but I want your thoughts first on this whole point about how you sort of want to do this.
No, talent is, if you look at it as a war, it's a war. And business is all about operating within the constraints. The talent war happened because of two important reasons from my perspective. During the pandemic, almost 90% of the enterprises did not hire. Few organizations like TCS, we went and honored everything, and then we kept hiring, built the bench, and then put this across. And pandemic taught everybody that digital is the important thing. So everybody wanted to advance the digital agenda, so they needed the people, and the pandemic gave way for economic growth. When that happened, everybody started to go and hire. Suddenly, 90% of the corporations which did not hire wanted to hire a trained talent. Then the only way that they can do it is come to wherever the talent is, right? And that created an enormous amount of demand and supply side mismatch for talent, right? And that's why you saw all this happening, right? And my own feeling is that it will stabilize in a quarter or so, because my interactions with clients, most of them feel that they've got their core talent that they wanted, right? So that's the one thing. Second is that India as a country, I think the previous panel also talked about it, abundance of talent is definitely there. And you got to hire them, and the IT industry kind of took it on ourselves to train the talent and hold ourselves accountable for the talent that we need. That's why we succeeded. And we are continuing to do that. And so, we are confident that talent and supply side is not a problem for us. Yes, there will be short-term aberrations, and we'll have to find out. So whether someone else can do the heavy lifting, right, in that context, right? Moonlighting, we have to, it's an ethical issue, right? So we need to inculcate that ethics and being right. And if you make something like this for short-term gains, in the long term, you will lose out, right? And that kind of a message has to go to employees. And we have, when we come across that somebody having a 2 PF accounts, then we have to go and tell the government, why are you opening 2 PF accounts? So we have to figure out a way to prevent some of this. But more and more, I think, the people have to be told and educated about the value systems, ethics, how we have grown this business built by brick. Please don't shoot yourself in our feet.
And as the global slow